Welcome back, everyone, to a brand new edition of Getting Color right here on the BigVitoBrand.com. And I am Virtue, being joined by the man himself, Big Vito LaGrasso. What's up?
I hope everybody's doing good. The BIGV from the LOG, just winning and spinning, doing his thing. The weekend is just about up. You'll have this show tonight, people. Tonight. We are live, baby, live. And Virtue, we have an action-packed show that's going to blow the doors off of wrestling. Virtue, take it away.
Well, you made a statement on Facebook, one of your social medias, and it's on all the websites right now. Even NoDQ.com featured it. We will talk about that when we get to our big topic later this show, and you can elaborate on that. Okay. Regarding COVID-19, what wrestlers should be doing in the bubble of the WWE Performance Center. But before we get there, we have a few other topics to tackle. I want to start right off the bat with this one. I can't remember if I don't think this was out yet last week when we did our show, but Sammy Guevara had an insensitive joke about Sasha Banks about 4 or 5 years ago. Basically, she's so hot, I want to rape her type deal, and with everything going on in the world. Now, granted, this was 4 or 5 years ago. He immediately apologized. She acknowledged it, all public. Tony Khan suspended this guy without pay. Now, that's at least what he told the public. I think that's kind of ludicrous. Sammy Guevara did not rape anybody. Yes, that was a poor taste in joke. But the fact that he publicly apologized, people are actually giving good Sammy Guevara stories since then, like girls that have been in maybe relationships with him or whatever. Sasha acknowledged it, said, okay, but we all need to learn from this. What kind of example is Tony Khan trying to set? Just because, to me, you got to at least pay the guy. If you want to keep him off TV and say he's suspended to make your company look good, what is your take on this? Because Matt Riddle's on SmackDown right now, although that was an accusation versus Sammy Guevara had there was video footage, audio footage of him saying that joke. I just think it's kind of a weird situation.
I will say this. I think that AEW, trying to be different, was taking a different approach to what the matter is. And since it's their first major matter or incident in the company, I think they had to take a stand. Not that it's right or wrong or indifferent. I just think politically, to be politically correct, he had to take a stand. Now, should they suspend him for 5 years ago, what they said? Hulk Hogan got his career crucified because it's things he said years before it all came out on tape. Am I a fan of that? Probably not. Honestly, guys, I got to say that they probably took him off TV. They probably docked him a few weeks' pay just to say, hey, we got to do this. It's for the company. Donate a couple weeks paid, like they said they keep their word. But I think a couple weeks pay, him being off TV for a month, he'll get paid again, and he'll be on. You can't what he said was dumb and stupid, and if nobody would have had issue with it, there would never have been an apology. There would never have been a suspension. So, did he really feel bad about saying what he said? No, because he would have apologized 4 or 5 years ago.
Well, that's true too. Now, water under the bridge, Mike Tyson's a convicted rapist, but you and I know he's a changed man, right? He's looking like he wants to get back in the boxing game. He was in AEW. They paid him. Does this correlate as a contradiction in any way? By paying Tyson big bucks for a couple appearances, maybe another one if he does do this match with Jericho, and then using Sammy Guevara as an example. Completely different situations. So much time. Tyson paid his due. That's yes. But I just want your opinion. You and I are both big Tyson fans here, but we got to lay it on the line here with this.
How could you crucify somebody for a mistake they made over 10 years ago? The guy lost his career, lost his boxing credibility, lost his fortune, got taken advantage of, never was the same afterwards. So, the decline of Mike Tyson was that he paid for it dearly. Should he keep paying for it? Absolutely not. He already paid his debt to society, paid his debt in his career. His legacy is tarnished. He'll never have that legacy no more. I think he's coming back to right his legacy, to make it right, not to make it what it was. But and you know what? Are you gonna pay to see Mike Tyson, or are you gonna pay to see Sammy Guevara? I'm gonna pay to see Mike Tyson.
Well, you and I would, yes, but there's a lot of those indie wrestling fans today that would pay to see Sammy Guevara. But I don't know. Yeah, you're right. If he really was sorry about it, he would have said it
Said it
immediately.
a long time ago.
And it's weird. Like growing up, I don't remember hearing that slang of thinking a woman was hot and saying the word rape. If anything, like if we were trading baseball cards or doing something like that, and I got the worst end of the deal, then I would say, you know, you raped me, but not in the sense of anything sexual.
Yeah, but you
So,
know
and
what?
that was growing up in the 80s and 90s. I'm trying to think back. I don't remember that ever being
But
a
guys,
term
you
to say
want
a woman was hot.
the biggest thing when a woman was hot, you said, "Damn, I gotta get with that. I
Yeah.
gotta hit that. I gotta own that. I'm gonna make her call me daddy. Not I'm gonna rape you."
Yeah.
That poor choice of words, poor judgment. Young kid made a mistake. He didn't apologize when it was due. They made him apologize to save face. He wasn't sorry at the time. Now he's sorry it happened. Hopefully he'll learn, and we're going to move on from that.
All righty. Now, we know Tessa Blanchard has had things come up with her being a bully to all the wrestlers, maybe a little bit of racism. And, you know, this all came about when she became the Impact champion, when she beat Sammy Callahan, a man. Okay. She's now no longer with Impact. She was fired, released. Now, from what I gathered from the situation, it was more of a stalemate. I think she lives in Mexico. She didn't want to travel to do shows. All they wanted her to do was cut some promos, and it just almost sounded like their working relationship. It kind of, I don't think it was anything from her controversial past. So, bottom line, Vito, Tessa Blanchard, who had her little run as being kind of relevant for a while, beating a man. I mean, we've seen it with China before. Is no longer working for Impact Wrestling. We've heard that they're really not interested or elsewhere because of that attitude. Can she? We need a good feel-good story in wrestling of somebody that maybe had a past that was not quite, it was a little shady, their attitude, their demeanor, to become a better and different person and to actually grow and then get back to prominence in the business. Can Tessa Blanchard be that? We know her dad works for AEW. Could WWE be interested in her? Can this woman, and I'm talking being a woman's wrestler against women, right?
Right.
Can this work out for her? Is this good or bad, or is she going to have trouble finding work? I think she's pretty good.
She is going to find trouble finding work. She is at the wrong place in the wrong time with all the different controversies with race and everything right now. Bad decision to leave Impact. And you say, is WWE going to be interested? No, because they have their own problems in their own house. Is
They
AEW going to
fired
be
Jack
interested?
Gallagher. They might be firing Velveteen Dream for different
Yep,
reasons, So yeah, they're cleaning house from
they're
controversy.
cleaning up. And AEW can't afford not one bad publicity stunt or a mistake because they're trying to survive right now. They're on some a short leash. So Tessa Blanchard is not finding any work anytime soon. She played her card and it got played. Now you're out of a job, you're out of work. If you had to send a couple promos and you're the heavyweight champ, where's the responsibility factor to the company and to the boys?
That's a good
Yeah.
point.
And you're supposed to be the face of the company and lead by example. What kind of example did you just show?
Now, this was my theory. Her being the men's Impact World Champion. I know they were trying to bring another title back while she had that one, and Moose was trying to claim that he was a champ. But could she have been playing hardball? The wrestling politics, not wanting to drop the title. Maybe they wanted her to drop it right away back to Sammy Callahan, whoever. Could she have been playing the politic card? Hey, I don't want to do business. Weird, but I always thought we know Hogan's done that. But when you're at the top of the game, Do you think maybe she didn't want to do business and that was part of this?
I'm going to say it in one short swoop. When you're sipping your own Kool-Aid, the straw gets cut off because you're the only one believing in your Kool-Aid. You beat a man you should never have beaten the man. You got the rub. You put impact. You made news. And then for you to play hardball, you're not going to beat any other man. Nobody. You're not beating Brock Lesnar. You're not
Unless
beating
it's
Moose.
Disco Inferno.
Right? Okay, Disco Inferno. But you're not beating this guy Moose. You're not beating Ken Shamrock.
No,
You're
you're right.
not beating Lesnar, Lashley, or anybody else. So what are you complaining about? You just go back to being women's champion. So you outplayed your card, if that's what happened.
Yeah. And I'm
So,
fine that she won. Like, I don't mind that she beat Sami Callihan, a man. They should have presented it as a fluky win. Should the title have been on the line? Probably not. But since it was, she should have dropped it right back. Like, that's how they should have done it. China, a little different story back in the day because she, at the time when she got her push, she was as big as the men. She was as tough as the men. She was as fat. You know what I mean? She
you
was
wanna
more
know
believable when it came to that.
when it comes to Tessa Blanchard, like, she's had a rough year. She's been accused of stuff. She's said some things. She rubbed some people the wrong way. Her past came back. Hey, here's another thing where, hey, I don't think she paid her dues or paid. I'm not going to say, okay, let me rephrase that. Mike Tyson paid his dues, right? Paid his debt to society.
Yep.
Sammy Guevara, if he was sorry, would have apologized. This just happened over the past year with Tessa Blanchard with all his accusations. So, I mean, was her payback to lose her job and lose the title and be humble? Maybe. I think that's where it's going to come from. Because let's face it, there isn't another guy who's worthwhile, who has credibility, who's a big, strong guy. Well, I mean, I honestly think Brian Cage left because he wasn't going to do the job to Tessa Blanchard. I would have left.
Yeah, that could have been a possibility.
That could have been it. I'm not saying that. I'm sure in the short and in the skinny guys, and I'm giving her the benefit of the doubt. I'm sure she's a nice girl. I am sure she's pleasant. I'm sure she has she has a good work ethic. But did she make a mistake? Absolutely. So we're going to sit there and crucify her? We don't do that on the Big Vito brand, on Getting Color with the Big Vito brand. We call it the way we see it. Hey, Dustin, you made a mistake. You eat some humble pie. Give it some time to heal. Come back strong and go win some women titles. Good luck with your future, and good luck in getting the job.
And we will follow this up in the future. Now, Charlotte Flair. We're going to go back to WWE here. Recently there was an injury angle. Your favorite, Nia Jax, was the one that put her on the show.
Nia TikTok Jack. Yeah.
Now, originally the rumor was she was going to be out for a while. Maybe come back at SummerSlam, maybe the Royal Rumble. Surgery, take time off, heal. Who knows? Very weird timing with Becky being out for being pregnant. Right. Now the latest rumor with all of this, which this will be our main topic today, the coronavirus, the COVID-19 outbreak at the Performance Center. Now all of a sudden, it's only about 3 weeks she says she'll be back. Interesting, right? Because we're going to be out of a lot of wrestlers here, and we'll talk about that soon. What's your take here on the Charlotte situation? Do you think she was supposed to be out longer? What maybe was she worried about losing her spot? Or do you think this was just planned maintenance, 3 weeks?
Pressure from the office. Can everybody read between the lines, please? I'm taking a hiatus. I need time off. I'm going to have surgery. No, you're not. The company needs you, Charlotte. You're going to come back to work, have your surgery. We'll pay for it and get back here as soon as possible. We're dying. And that is the truth.
Yeah, because Roman, no Brock, no Becky. Charlotte, a big name. A potential long hiatus shortened up to under a month now. I just find that such a coincidence.
And she was going to have a feud with, Nia TikTok Jack, and she took her out. I bet you Nia was going to do the job so strongly, and that's where it's going. Guess who the first feud is with Charlotte Flair? It's going to be Nia Jax. Nia Jax is going to top out. Then Nia is going to see a reduction in her TV time because you just lost to the two champions. Where are you going now? You're going down, 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 down. Nia TikTok Jack. Check her out on Twitter. Check her out on TikTok. She's got the most on-point TikToks that you ever seen. I love that girl. She got it going on. Nia, if you're watching, you get that. The big heart, baby. But your wrestling girl?
So we'll see, Vito. I just find it interesting. And the fact, and so this will parlay into our main topic today. I don't know if Charlotte just obviously if she was out because of the injury, wanted to take time off, wanted to stay safe from COVID. So this is main event, and I know you're going to have a lot to say about this. The way WWE has managed this coronavirus, this COVID-19, because guess what, Vito? It started with just a performance center talent that was positive. Now there's potentially 20 plus people. Now the names that I know of, Renee Young. Because of Renee Young, Moxley missed AEW Dynamite. Kayla Braxton, backstage ring announcer girl. Adam Pearce. And there's other people, and they're being told to not disclose who they are.
Jamie Noble.
Jamie Noble is another one. Now this is nuts. They're canceling TV tapings, but it seems like they're testing everybody. Let's get the infected out of here, and we're going to continue to row the boat. Now, Vito, you mentioned on your post, which is all over the internet right now, right on NoDQ.com as well, wrestlers should unionize. If they're not feeling safe, there's literally a coronavirus outbreak at the WWE Performance Center, and it's happening now. And Vince McMahon, the guy that says there is no sick, that still did WrestleMania, that's still doing these TV tapings because he's got the TV deals and he needs his bread and butter. Take it away. I know you're going to have a lot to say, and trust me, there's going to be people that were reading the article and all that the website's posted. They want to hear it from the flesh, from your vocal cords.
And this is coming from the BIGV, from the LOG, Live Baby Live. Here's my take on this COVID-19 with the WWE, guys. I have been watching this whole thing from the start since we had COVID-19. The WWE said they were going to do testing. They had the kits. They were going to do it. They were going to follow the protocol. Following the protocol is having everybody wear masks, which there was not. Shown by our favorite, Nia TikTok Jack, doing her TikToks in the back at the Performance Center. Not one person wearing a mask, everybody goofing off and having a good time. That's for starters. The testing that was supposed to be done was supposed to be the protocol, what goes on in assisted living, nursing homes, hospitals, and other places. All they were doing is taking your temperature. No, you were supposed to apply the kits and take
swab and all that good stuff. Yep.
Or take blood samples, get it to the lab, and have it done. That wasn't done. Then, little by little, people were taking off from the WWE. Dana Brooke, just to name one person. I'm not going to get into the rest. Okay. We also had
Owens, Sami Zayn. I mean,
Owens. That's right.
About Roman. Yeah.
Know about Roman, Owens, Sami Zayn. A lot of people decided to stay away from the WWE because they were afraid they were going to catch this. Sami Zayn lost his title. Kevin Owens hasn't been seen. The Performance Center was supposed to be cleaned. If you guys remember, we're going to clean the rings. We're going to change the mats. We're going to do all this stuff. They haven't done shit. Now, weeks later, with all of these wrestlers, announcers, and producers and people who worked on the inside testing positive, where was the protocol to follow before? All of a sudden, we have testing. You said that 9 weeks ago when you had this all started. So were you lying to us, yourself, the people? Who were you lying to? Everybody knows that wrestling is not essential. It does not have to be going on right now, but because of a donation from the McMahons to the Trump Foundation of $18 to $20 million, we have wrestling is essential. Now, I could tell you hospital workers, nurse care workers, assisted living workers, people in nursing homes, the workers who are working the essential jobs are not getting paid a dime extra, risking their lives every day. How is wrestling essential?
Yep.
Now, with that said, all of a sudden we have all these cases. There's a panic. Guys are dropping out. Renee Young, who was the first one to come out, going from Vegas to the WWE, back to Vegas, getting a test in Vegas, coming up positive, possibly infecting her husband because she's where? At the WWE. And then there was Adam Pearce and Jamie Noble and Braxton and a whole host of others. And then the best news that came out. The WWE does not want anybody to go on social media and announce that they have COVID-19 because it's a HIPAA violation. My response is, how could it be a HIPAA violation if the WWE is outing all the people who fail their wellness policy test? They are proud to expose you. They are proud to announce you're going to rehab as an embarrassment to you, but you can't expose the fact that you have COVID-19?
Benedict Arnold. And these wrestlers are independent contractors. So is that like, what type of puppet masteries are they doing to these workers? Because you mentioned the wrestlers should unionize.
They have.
But
now, there it is. The wrestler, I've been fighting a case for 5 years, guys. I'm not going to get into it right now, but it's still ongoing and it's still in litigation. Okay? You could look it up. It's still in litigation. It's in the Supreme Court. Now, if there was ever a time that there needed to be a union and some benefits and somebody to protect the wrestlers and the people who work for the WWE, it is now. What's wrong with people standing together and forming a line outside their doors? We are not working during this COVID-19. How about not getting on a plane? Here's the boot, guys. Do you know that the WWE is having people drive to Philadelphia because you don't have to quarantine for 14 days? So they go from Connecticut to Philadelphia 4 hours. Get on a 2-hour flight, that's 6 hours. Go drive another hour to the hotel, that's 7 hours of travel. Plus, that's not counting getting up 3 hours before, traveling out. So you're talking about 11-hour day just to get to work that you don't get paid for.
Nuts.
So then you got to go there, hope you don't get sick, bring it home to your wife, your children, your mom, your dad, your in-laws, or anybody who lives in your house. That's pretty insane. So you're risking your whole family's life just to go do this essential wrestling. Guys, smarten up. You need help. You need a union. Everybody mocked me when I came out with the WWE lawsuit for concussions, and they mocked me. But ever since then, everything that I have said has come to light, and it is true. They held out Daniel Bryan for 2 years. Why? Because they cared about him? No, because they didn't want to get sued, and they didn't want to lose the lawsuit, guys. So when you look at it now, we have all these people who are sick, all these people who need help. People are staying home. People are losing their jobs because there's no union. They have no protection. Major League Baseball, NBA basketball, NFL football. Guys, soccer, tennis, golf. Guys, how is wrestling a non-contact sport? How is wrestling a non-physical sport? The UFC has gone off and done their own thing, but the UFC has been taking care of their guys. Guys, wrestlers, smarten up before something happens. This is only going to get worse, and you heard it here on Getting Color. When the first wrestler dies of COVID-19, what is everyone going to say and do then?
Well, that's the worst case of it. Just like, we don't want to think that, but just imagine a hospitalization in a ventilator, but say they don't die. That's still bad. When that happens, this whole thing's going to blow up even more. How smart is Roman Reigns now? Remember, we were worried about like this getting buried, and this still could happen. Now he should be the leader of the union. This guy, I mean, granted, he did not want to risk himself or his family. The biggest name to based on Vince McMahon's push, besides Brock Lesnar, was the first one that said, "Nope, I'm not doing it," and they still proceeded to work without him. And now look at what's happening.
Guys, I've said this before, and everybody thinks I think he secretly got released and he's sitting home collecting a contract. You heard it here on Getting Color. I honestly believe because he didn't do WrestleMania, he got let go, was told to shut up, we'll pay your contract, and we are going to part ways. Do you see him on any commercial?
I hope so because he'll land somewhere when he's ready and it's healthy again. And this might be he might get the fans behind him that WWE could never do because of all this. So I hope so, but I still think he's going to be in WWE. But that'll be interesting down the road to see what happens with that.
Guys, you heard it here first. I think he's honestly released. He's collecting a paycheck, not saying nothing. They told him not to say nothing. The non-disclosure was signed. Shut your mouth and be. You don't even see him on any advertisement, not even in highlight promos for any of the upcoming pay-per-views or anything. So what does that tell you guys? He got the Benoit treatment. He got the Vito LaGrassa treatment. He got the whoever else being blackballed at the time. Guys, it's true. It's
CM
true.
Punk.
CM Punk. You see CM Punk anywhere? No.
Now, we know what all major sports did, right? They closed shop. Right. Yet WWE, we're essential. The fans need us to feel better during this time. That's Vince McMahon's excuse to keep running his business. When all sports shut down, and NBA might, they're talking about Major League, but it's still a whole process. It just didn't happen. They just didn't start back up. Meanwhile, WWE, Vince McMahon, business goes on. Like he just looks like such a dick.
Guys, I live in Florida. Every day I get up, I check with my wife, and I say, what's the count today? We've had 9,000. We have 9,800. Yes, today we had 8,500 cases. At what point does it stop getting greater to where the state of Florida is going to shut down everything? The NBA can't come here. And if these NBA players think they're coming here and they're going to play ball, they are taking the biggest risk of their lives. If Major League Baseball thinks they're going to restart and come here and play ball, this is the hottest state for COVID-19 right now. They're closing bars again.
And you know what's scary about that, Vito? Yeah. It's a warm weather state. So it's not like, this virus only lasts in cold weather like a flu. Florida is a warm weather state, and this virus is ravaging it.
Guys, it's a very sad thing that we're going through, a very hard thing, and a lot of people are getting very sick. We need to take care of each other. And just speaking from the wrestling perspective, guys, take care of yourself. You don't feel safe, don't go to work. There's life after wrestling. You can get another job. But if you, God forbid, if there's any kids in your house, or a baby, or special needs, or anybody who had a stroke, or somebody who has asthma, and you get this virus and you bring it to them, and that affects your child, how would you feel if your child was on a ventilator, possibly facing death?
Yeah, absolutely. Just nuts, Vito. And I'm sure this story will continue to develop. There'll be more names. We'll have a bigger head count. So this could be an ongoing topic for the next several weeks on Getting Color, at least just to touch base, like a news update. Because, Vito, it's just begun, unfortunately.
It is. Guys, I'm telling you, and I'm gonna finish off with this, okay? God forbid something happens to somebody in the family, or a wrestler passes away. What will your perception be of the WWE then, and will you support them?
Yeah, that's going to be the question that people and fans will have to answer. Great discussion, Vito. We're actually going to wrap up shop here so I can get this to Noelle so she can post this, because there are going to be people that want to hear this probably tonight, Sunday night, before Monday. So last words before we close it up.
Just everybody be safe out there and take care of yourselves. If you don't think something's safe, just think twice, or just go with your gut feeling. if you're living in Florida, guys, abide by the rules, wear your mask, do what you got to do, and hopefully we'll all get through this crisis and what's going on in the world. Just keep a level head and just just do the right thing. And for all the people out there who are rioting and everything, and trying to stand up for yourselves, there's a lot of ways you could stand up for yourself, and you don't need to break things up or do anything bad. I'm happy that you guys stand up for yourself. I'm not saying telling you now what to do, but let's try and do it peacefully. This way nobody gets hurt.
Thank you, Vito. And you, of course, can follow Vito on Twitter at the Big Vito Brand. Go to the website, thebigvitobrand.com. You can go over to Twitter and catch me at NoDQ_Virtue. I will have a new Virtues brand of wrestling up early this week, so stay tuned for that. So for Big Vito LaGrasso, I am Virtue. This is thebigvitobrand.com and Getting Color. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.